How's it going? So now, and this I know it's been a while since I've done a lecture like this, but I kind of want to explain to you guys what's going on with our online stuff, and we've gotten some direction now, which is really nice. Before, I don't think there was much structure in when teachers assigned stuff, when things were supposed to be done, and all this stuff. So. Hopefully all of you should have gotten an email or a notification, something from Miss Hazlett or the school about, how we're going about things. And I'll kind of show you guys the same thing here, more specifically to our class, but, it's going to be more structured now. Okay, so class schedule. I'm going to try to keep things, and, as we're going, I'm going to try to keep things fairly structured and what days we have to do things or what days we're going to get assigned things. Okay, so Tuesdays and Fridays, those are days that I can assign stuff. Okay, I'll probably really try to assign it on Friday, because then you guys have time, and if it's a lecture or like a video you're supposed to watch, or a reading, okay, things like those, I want to give you some time, because if I assigned it Tuesday and we had a discussion Wednesday, that wouldn't really be enough time for you. Okay, so Friday and Tuesday, those are 2 days that I want to see, and if I assign a reading, say Friday, okay, I will assign something Tuesday that is like maybe a question about the reading, or a daily question, or some stuff that's coming, maybe some discussion questions, things that I'll want you guys to look at for the discussion, so something we can discuss. Okay, maybe specifically a few questions, whatever else. Because Tuesday, Friday, and Wednesday are days that I'll try to keep an attendance. So say Tuesday, you want to get on at, I have to have something assigned by 8 or 10 a.m. To be honest, I'll probably try to do it the night before. So in the morning when you get up, you should have stuff on your psych classroom, okay? So it'll be something where you have to acknowledge that you've been on and looked at it, and that's your attendance. And we record that, and if you don't attend everything for the week, then I send the email to your parents, kind of showing what everything's like. Okay, and I'm going to show on Classroom. I also have a thing that's a homework, basically list. So things that you can look up if you haven't done something or whatever else. All right. So I'm going to try to do some little projects maybe, and we'll try to do something that's maybe a little more fun. I know that some of this stuff can get a little boring, you're sitting at home and doing some like a reading and whatnot, but we'll try to do something a little more fun maybe. Wednesdays we will have a live discussion, and so for every class you're going to have a live discussion on Google Meet on Wednesday. I'll show you the schedule if you haven't already seen it, and I'll have some questions that we'll discuss. So this is our Wednesday schedule. So you guys will meet me at 10:10 to 10:30. It's a 20-minute set little block for everybody, and these will be your classes. Okay, you'll have a live discussion or a live Google Meet thing with every class you have on Wednesday. Okay, and I'll show you how Google Meet works and how to get to it and everything else for our class on Wednesday. So your roles and responsibilities. This is kind of important because it's hard for me to do some of this stuff too. Okay. Big one. Establish a daily routine. So it's really difficult, and I've had a really hard time focusing and staying on task. The daily routine would help that a lot, and I'm trying to get into one. It's really difficult sometimes to do that though. And I understand your pain if you're going through that also. Find a space in your home where you can effectively work, so it's not around siblings and parents and pets and TV and your gaming stuff and everything else, your phone, all that stuff. Try to take a time, and this is where the daily routine comes in. Maybe if you take an hour out of your day and say, hey, I'm gonna do my work, nothing's gonna be here, phone, everything else is gone for an hour. Okay, I know that's difficult because it's hard. I have my phone right to the left of me right now, so I get you. And also, hopefully this space can be someplace you can do your online meetings on Wednesday. Okay, So if it can be a place where maybe you have a room that's a secluded room, you can just have a little table and your computer, maybe like the reason being a table is so you can have a notebook. Because when we do our discussion, I want you to be able to write some stuff down. So then you're getting kind of the depth of the knowledge that we really want. Okay, that's the goal. Monitor your online platforms like email, Google Classroom. I'll give you one you don't have to monitor anymore. Get rid of Google Groups. We're done with that. I'll explain how you're doing that. You guys have already, 4 people have already done what I wanted you to do and how we're going to do a discussion from now on. Okay? Please try to be honest about your learning and, about all this stuff. Really, there's no reason to cheat. The work is so minimal right now for what we're going to have us doing. There's really no reason to cheat. Just try to do your best and really, really try to focus on learning. I know that school seems like it's a boring thing, but if you focus, we're going to try to have some decently engaging stuff. I think this structure is going to help everyone, because I'm kind of spinning my wheels trying to figure stuff out and not having when I need to have stuff done and put in, Psych hasn't had a thing besides our question from this morning or yesterday. It's hard to get this structure, and I understand that. Like, it's been really hard for me, and I spin my wheels and procrastinate way too much. Please communicate with me if you have any trouble meeting deadlines or need any help. I think I put my number on there on Classroom. If I didn't, you can email me, and if you really have to talk something through with a question you have about an assignment or whatever else. I had some 7th graders call me, and they were really respectful. They were super good about just asking the question and getting what they needed and then being done. Okay, they weren't joking around being idiots, like 7th graders sometimes are. So, questions about a course, an assignment, or a resource. Okay, for this question, anything you'd have about our class, email me. Please email me. It's actually nice getting emails, okay? Because I don't get to see any. I see like one person. I see my wife and my dogs, and that's it, okay? So communication with other people would not be a poor thing. I'll give you that. It's helpful sometimes. Any technology-related problems or issues, if it's something like Google Classroom or one of the websites or something I give you for class, then email me. But if it's something that's computer related, like it is just your technology or hardware, probably Miss Hazlett, Mr. Z, or Mr. Ball. Those are people that can get you in the right direction. Okay. A personal, academic, or social emotional, issue, which, this is really the time. I was talking with my my Grant Wood mentor today. We had a meeting on Classroom on the Meet thing, and I think that this is a really tough time for people, and he was concerned about that too. We have people that have, we have kids, we have teachers that have, they struggle sometimes, and you're dealing with this kind of, isolation and just a stressful time like this. If you ever have a problem and you need to talk, whatever, just let me know. Or you can also email Mr. Ball, whatever else. Okay. Anything, teachers are here to help you. Okay. In any way. To be completely honest, I care less about the academic work than I do about, you guys being, healthy out of this whole situation. So let me know if I can help with anything. Mr. Ball's there. He's a really good resource. So just don't be afraid to email. Okay. So for this stuff here. So, like I said, get rid of Google Groups. It was a failed experiment, I will say. Or not failed, just not great. What we're going to do from now on is this. I will show you. So I'm going to pull up your Classroom because you guys have kind of the first one I've done so far. So I posted this question, what is learning? This is 100% where we're going to do our group discussion if we do a written discussion, okay? So it's going to be a question. I'll post it and I'll say, okay, so this is our question, right? What is learning? There'll be a little informational thing here. Maybe that's the questions and stuff that you'll post. I'll have all the descriptions. Your answers will be right here, okay? So it's no different than Google Groups. You'll have the stuff you post, and some people have not done it yet, just an FYI. So you'll do that, and if I want to, reply to anybody, so Jenna, I'm replying to Jenna, I'd add a comment. So if you're just replying to somebody, you add a comment, and we can do that, forever, right? And that's how we're going to do this from now on. It'll cut down on all the platforms we have to use. I thought Google Groups would be great. I thought it would attach to this very well. It did not. It was a pain in the rear end. So we're just getting rid of it. And as for like a reading, okay, so I'm going to give you guys this reading, The Psychology of Learning. This is very dense. There's a lot to it. I would like for you to get at least get it read for Wednesday. Okay, so we can discuss it a little bit. That's kind of my goal. We're going to do hopefully we can get about 10 minutes of discussion time with maybe 10 minutes of just seeing how you guys are doing. So I'll try to find some things that are maybe more helpful, but what I'd like you to do is, anything you find interesting, if you say, okay, blah, blah, I'm just going to pick a sentence here. So we'll go here, this sentence, you found this interesting. Okay, add a comment. I found this interesting because ... and that's, you add what you think. Okay, then you comment on that. So that'll have that right there for me. Okay, so I can go through really easily, find this information, do it. So if you want to say, okay, there's let's look here. Let's look at what is operant conditioning. Okay, so if there's a word you don't know or a thing you don't know, type it in here. There we go. Type the definition. All right, and I'll probably have it required to have a few, maybe 5 words that you'll have to have. So you'll type that definition in, comment. Okay, so I can go there. I'm like, okay, they didn't know what that was. Now they know. All right, that's an important thing. What I don't want you to do, I don't want you to click resolve, because that'll get rid of it, and that won't help me any. All right, but when I give you guys this, it'll be each person will have a copy of this. Okay, so we'll go through this. Please do that. I'll have some guideline of what you need to do. I'll resolve these now, but so I'll have a guideline of kind of how you need to go about it. 3 or 4 things we need to do about when you're reading, and just have that. This is why I want to do it Friday, because you'll have a little extra time, hopefully, to read and things like that. And maybe Tuesday in our class time, basically, you're still finishing this, so we can discuss on Wednesday, which is what I really want. Okay. And now for Google Meet, where we're going to just do our discussion. All right. So Psych Classroom, every class now, which is awesome, has a Meet link right here on the home page. So what you'll do is you'll click on it. It'll pull this screen up, and it'll pull up, the actual thing here. Okay, so you'll click Join Now. All right, and it should bring you up here. If we're having trouble, we'll figure it out, but it's not a big deal right now. Couple things down here. This will turn your mic off, which maybe at some point we'll have to do, during our discussion, just to have less people talking over each other. What I really don't want you to do is turn your camera off. Okay, I want to know that you're here with me, so you're not just going off doing your own thing, right? You can turn captions on. I really don't know. Oh, it does work pretty well. Okay, so that works really well. This is the first time I've tried that. So if you want to do that, you can, but if you can hear me, you can hear me. So that works perfect. Over here, you can see who's all on, which is how I'm going to take attendance. I literally will pull that up, and I will just mark it off. Who's here? Okay. So be here, please, at the time on, 10:10 or whatever. The chat. This might be how we start our discussion. So say somebody wants to say something. All right, so they'll just type something in here, and then I can click on their screen, take turn their mic back on, because I can turn your mics on and off also. Turn their mic on, and they can discuss. They can say what they want to say. Okay. I can also present, so I can do say a PowerPoint on there. All right, that's a kind of a cool feature also. Remember, this is always recording you. If there's a little light on the next to the camera, so don't think that because you're off the screen, it will not. So don't be doing whatever you're doing and weird stuff at home. You can change the layout. You can go full screen. Do a lot of stuff. It's actually a really cool thing. The teachers, we've been doing this. If we've had a meeting, we had some discussion stuff about the way we wanted to go about classes and things like that. Stuff like that. It's not a big deal, but it's a pretty cool thing. So what I would say is make sure you're in an area that you can do all of this and you're not being distracted, and also you're wearing appropriate clothing. We don't want Eli to just come in here with his shirt off. I don't know, stuff like that. So no offense, Eli, but we want to have a good discussion, and I think this can be a good way of doing it. So I'll turn that off now, but this is kind of the way of the world at this point in time. So we got to do what we got to do, and hopefully it goes well, and we're going to try to make the best of it. So I'm going to post this stuff on Classroom for tomorrow, and I will try to do everything the night before. I have not been getting up real early, so trying to get up at 8 in the morning to do all my classes here, it's just not going to happen. So I'll try to do it the night before. And like I said, you don't have to do it till Friday or Tuesday. So just do your best. Okay, put in the effort, and hopefully you guys have a great Friday and a great weekend. So have a good night.